Hello, I'm Pablo. I'll be your teacher today. So today we're gonna review the past perfect tense. We're gonna make a very funny activity. We're gonna write our own biography. So this is a handout that I'll be given to each of you. This handout reads, "Write your own biography." So what we're gonna do is think creatively, think outside the box, and imagine we are in the year 2074. So this is not an autobiography. This is a situation when you are a reporter in the year 2074 and you want to write a nice book about a character that defined the century. And guess who's that character? That's right, it's you. So you'll be taking the role of a reporter writing your own biography. So first, you must have a profession, something that makes you special to 2074 society. So I made two columns. You can read them here. These columns have 5 words each. So they say that most professions that you will have when you grow up haven't been invented yet. So you will have to choose from these columns 2 words. So you can be a space researcher. You can be a digital programmer. You can be a cyber sculptor. So those are professions that aren't here yet, but who knows, maybe in the future. So in the handout, you will have a timeline. In this timeline that is here, you will have 5 events from this life you will be writing about. So you will have a childhood, so you will write about your childhood. Then you will write in the past. You will write about your education. These 2 events are already past, so feel free to invent or make up anything that will fancy you. So in the future, you will write about a first notable action. So if you are a cyber writer, what will be your first notable action? Maybe you wrote a cyber novel, a dystopian novel, or something like that. Then, as of the fourth action, you will write about your marriage. If you don't want to marry anyone, you can write about children. If you don't want any children, you can write about another's action that's notable. Think about, for example, you are a space researcher, so you make a time travel machine or something like that, something sci-fi. Then, as the last action, you'll write about a great prize that will be given to you because you're so cool. So maybe if you are that cyber researcher, maybe you get a Nobel Prize or something like that. So what I want you to do is to write here in the handout. For each of these 5 events, I want you to write 2 sentences using the past perfect tense. So we have already reviewed this topic. Past perfect can be constructed by a subject, the verb had, the past participle of a verb. It can be also in the negative with a subject, had. You can put not, you can also put hadn't. We have already discussed this. And then a past participle. Now, what I want you to use for this activity is a set of 3 words. For example, you will use by the time, you will use before and you will use because. So, for example, you can write a sentence like this. If you were a techno writer or a space writer, that's funnier. So if you are a space writer, you will write about his education. So we will write this kind of sentence. By the time he was 18, he had already written a novel. You see there? We use another word, already, but we maintain the same structure. He, the subject, had the past participle and an object. Now, for a notable action, I want you to use also the word before. We can see here an example. Before earning his PhD, he had invented fusion. That will be a techno researcher or a thing that a techno researcher will do. So, also, I want you to use in your sentences the word because, like this one. Because he had saved the world, he won the Nobel Prize. That could be a space driver or a digital programmer. I don't see many situations where a programmer can save the world, but that's the object of this dynamic. You have to be creative, you have to think outside of the box, and you have to feel free to experiment with uh, things that can lead you to become a better language learner. So when you finish with this handout, you will come here to the board and you will read about what's the biography you have come out with. So you will read aloud to your classmates, and the classmates will try to guess what profession you chose. So that will be all the instruction. I hope you come up with funny and surprising uh, ideas. So I'll see you at the end.